Frankie.
Okay. Yeah, so we met when we were like 3 or 4 years old, probably at like some kindergarten or some sort of clubhouse, or I think it was called Teddy's actually. I still have a newspaper clipping of both Catie and I in the newspaper. And we got separated when we were about 7 or 8 years old. We're pretty much inseparable as kids. I came to Australia, Catie went to the States. And then, yeah, the great world of network marketing actually reconnected us. And now we're building a team together. And it's just been so much fun, both entrepreneurs, both addicted to health. And, just living life to the best that we can and having as much fun as we can and to help many people around the world. So that's pretty much, our story. And I'd love for Catie to kick it off from here.
Thank you, Frankie. Thanks for having me. This is so fun getting to zoom into Australia, and it's really late in America, but it's worth it. Time zones make building a global business, interesting. But like Frankie said, we've known each other for so long, and it's been a true dream to be able to work side by side. We've both started our own businesses traditionally separate outside of network marketing. And then like she said, we're addicted to health and wellness. And here we are, with a company called QSciences. And I'm sure many of you guys have actually never even heard of this brand because we have pretty much just launched in Australia, if that's where you live, within the last 35-ish days, because we opened up our warehouse and our facility on September 1st. And so we're brand spanking new, and we are on the move doing incredible things. And to be partnered with actually, quite a few people on this call. I know Alice is on here, Iggy and Emma are on here, and, just feel grateful to be partnered up with other people who have just a vision of what QSciences is going to do for the greater good in the holistic health side within your guys' country. And so they are the ones really sharing this first. And you guys are still one of the first to actually get your eyes and ears on this as well. So let me screen share. I'm not super tech savvy, and there's usually some layers to my screen. Here we are. So this is actually my family. My husband, Ben, I have a little son, Colton, and we are gym owners. We've been in the health and fitness industry for, 7 years as gym owners. We've been coaches for even longer. I'm a licensed nutritionist as well. And I actually sat on a call very similar to this about 2 years ago, hearing what my friends were working on. And to be completely honest, I just respect what they do in the health and fitness industry. So I was like, sure, whatever, I'll hop on, take a look. I had no idea how much it would speak to me. And there was really 2 pieces that gave me so much hope. And one of them being my husband, because he's a 14-year US military veteran. He has done 6 combat tours overseas to the Middle East since 2001. And he just has a lot of residuals around pain, sleep, and mental health. They just were not, it was on I would almost say a decline 2 years ago. And for us to hear about a company that had holistic avenues that could potentially impact those areas, I just had so much hope of what this could do for him. But also being the fact that we're business owners, we have become very proud of what we've been able to create, because our gym was never this fancy. We moved across the country and started in a park. Can you believe that? And now we're in this 10,000 square foot, really mega facility. And a couple of years ago, I had just this passion for business, but just feeling stuck of who can I really mentor and coach up. And then I saw this business model, and I thought, man, maybe I'll be able to impact others with this platform, because this is how QSciences grows, is through the voice of people. And those who catch the vision, like a few of those that I just mentioned on this call, they're able to build their own book of business, their own global book of business, as we're growing the distribution of QSciences around the world. And it becomes a second stream of income, a third stream of income, sometimes a fourth, because that's how we all get ahead. That's how we buy back our time. That's how we do more of what we love. And so it's become a dream. I mean, I can truly say that. And it's just had such a massive ripple effect that I probably couldn't have even imagined just a couple years in. And now we're just massively expanding in some countries that I have a lot of love for, just because a lot of people that I love get to live there. So yeah, you guys are one of the first to see what, whoever invited you on here, what they're up to, but also to see what's here in Australia. And I will say we're not even a startup company, which is kind of the best part. And hearing and kind of knowing the full picture of this story of how we've laid 9 years of business existence up until this point, as we're now kind of, sprouting up around the globe, but we are still ground floor. And we've only really had this relaunch where we have had this network marketing model for about 3 years. We did a ton of distribution prior in a doctor's office because that's the medical grade to what we carry. And since 2018, we've grown actually 1,200%. That 700% is not correct. And I need to update that because that to me is just impressive in such a short time. But the best news is, with there being an opportunity tied to it, is that there's still massive opportunity at hand, because we're not pushing through that momentum phase of a business S curve. And outside of that timing, I can honestly say we're being led by true winners. Some amazing businessmen that have become great friends of ours. Our CEO and founder, Mark Wilson, started QSciences with this platform and hope to make a difference. And that, to see his ripple effect, with the supplement side of things, our actual products, how they work, how they're creating healing, but also the ripple effect on the opportunity. I mean, it's just been a total win-win. And Jake Spencer's actually become my personal mentor and actually one of my husband's best friends. They love to golf together, and we're actually headed to his cabin in about a week, actually, with a couple of our rising leaders for kind of like a off the grid leadership summit. But also we're getting there a little early so they can get around to golfing. So we just, I mean, we've learned so much from these two men and feel very honored to work very closely. We help make decisions for the company. We help we help to even be the voice for our growing teams like this one here in Australia. And so our owners are phenomenal, but the person that really brings this layer of credibility is the fact that we have this doctor. And he is a pure genius, and he has practiced medicine for an incredibly long time, over 40 years. And he's our gatekeeper. He is the reason why we have products that work. He's the reason why we have products around big ticket needs, because he also has been a former, well, should I say, he was the former editor of WebMD, and he left that little website to come work exclusively for us and be our chief science officer. And that's a unique piece, I think, because with being that senior editor of WebMD, he gets what the masses, what we are all looking for on a daily basis. And that's why we have this wide net of reach when it comes to holistic products. But with his belief, and this is Dr. K's foundational saying, that science, it doesn't just stand still, it's always moving. And so the fact that we have a product line that is backed by science, because we are a bioscience company, but also a product line that's current, because everything you're looking at has been formulated or reformulated in the last 12 to 18 months. And that honestly is incredibly rare when it comes to supplements. Something's usually formulated and thrown on a shelf, and it's the same old product for 5 years, 10 years, 15 years. And so to have things that are current and working, especially for our family around the pain, the sleep, and the mental health. I mean, all eyes on this product line. And I could speak about these for days. I mean, I could tell you all the things, I could share all the stories, but we definitely want to keep it short and sweet and give you an understanding of what we have our hands on. Kind of like what verticals, what pillars does our company offer as far as products and supplements. And we are a wellness company, so I'll speak to that kind of last, but you'll see smack dab in the middle, we carry a full spectrum hemp line, kind of like a CBD. This specific product line is not currently in Australia not because of QSciences, but because of your government. But we do have a new product that just dropped, and it was inspired by our hemp line. And it's not CBD, it's not hemp, but it's holistic healing from plants using the active ingredients called terpenes. And we do have some pretty cool stories around it, and I'll call on Iggy here in a second. Iggy and Emma have been able to use one of our terpene oils, and one that's got a focus around calming. We have another one that just released, and Australia was the first market to receive these terpenes. And so we got all these stories from Australia, and I was like, oh my gosh, can you just release these in the US just yet? Because we want to get our hands on them. So Iggy, I'd love to just, pass it over to you before I say anything more, because these terpenes are something that no company's created, because we innovate and we create new things. And I know it's become a fan favorite of yours. So I'd love for you to share a little bit of what it's done for you guys.
Awesome. Thanks, Catie. So yeah, just a quick story about us. We've been in QSciences for maybe like 10 or 11 days. And it's been awesome. In those 10, 11 days, we got promoted twice. We also made roughly around about 550 Australian dollars, which was awesome. And on top of that, we get awesome products like the terpenes chill, which for me, the first time we had it, within 3 to 5 minutes, we got like a thing of calm go through our chest and down our arms. And then it literally kind of just leveled you out. You might just be a little bit anxious, and it's kind of that boom, put you on a level playing field, and just relaxes you. And you don't even notice it. You just kind of oh, I always want to give him some. But then also we use we did it first thing this morning, and things that usually we might get upset, you might get frustrated at, whatever. This guy just didn't phase us whatsoever. We're oh, people need this, for stressful times at work, especially. Just have a little dab, and then it's been bam, all those cranky ass customers don't get to you. But yes, that's our story with Terpenes Chill and QSciences so far.
So awesome. 10 days. 10 days. It's crazy. It's crazy what happens when you have things that work. And I always say when products work, they naturally network. So it makes our job a little easier. But as far as what Iggy just shared, there's another terpene oil called Comfort. And one of my newest business partners on the state side, she got it in the hands of her sister, who's been in chronic pain for about 10 years. And she's got bone on bone issues with her knees. And she used the Comfort product, and she usually sits at a 6 out of 10 in pain. In 15 minutes, it dropped to a 2 out of 10. In 30 minutes, it dropped to 0. And she was crying to her sister, Laura, who's one of my great friends, and just I cannot believe you found this. I cannot believe this is working. And she had her first pain-free night of sleep. And guys, this is just a plant-based oil. And we've been able to hone in specifically around needs for people. And like I said, new vertical to market. No one's created what we have. So yeah, you can thank our CBD line for pushing us in that direction, because we came for the hemp, but we've stayed now for everything else. And the terpenes we actually like even more, because that's my husband's first choice for sleep now, even though that rest hemp oil was an initial game changer, 2 years ago, and he went from sleeping 2 hours a night to 8 consistently. Outside of our oils, our plant-based oils, we have a vertical around fitness and weight loss, which not only do we have quality protein powders and clean energies and even supplements to help ramp up metabolism for fat loss, we have the lifestyle built into an app that's giving workouts, recipes, meal plans, coaching. You have a nutritionist in it. And these are people, Kimball, Jensen, and then Jenny, the nutritionist. They're amazing. They're my friends, and they're people that I even take coaching from. So we're doing the fitness side right, because we're not just promoting quick fixes here. We're promoting a lifestyle, which is where you find long-term changes. We have supplements for kids. We have supplements around hormones. We have things for energy. We have things around immunity. But like I said in the beginning, we are a health and wellness company. That's what really inspired us from the beginning. And to have two categories on the wellness side, one of them being these sublingual sprays you can kind of see at the top right. And I love them because you spray them underneath the tongue and they absorb. And you have key vitamins and minerals like D3, B12, C+. And I think this might relate to someone on the call, and I always butcher the acronym, so I'm not even going to try it, but there's a gene mutation that really inhibits or prohibits the absorbency of vitamins and minerals. And so our spray vitamins are literally designed for that. Our core supplements that I'm going to show you here next are designed for that. We've created a supplement line that has methylation to it, has chelation to it, which are probably the most fancy words I'm going to use all night. But we use them because your body can absorb them despite any sort of gene mutation. So I love that. It makes me so proud to represent what we have, because that's why they're working. They actually absorb into people's systems across all different human bodies. So the sprays are amazing, but this is the product that I've really come and stayed for. And I know Frankie's had a pretty amazing story around the core as well, which I want to pull her back in and have her share it, because this has made a big difference for us. And it's a simple system. You have AM, PM packets. If you don't get the bottles, you can get the bottles or the packets. And the fact that you're getting your key vitamins and minerals for the day. And we do call that supplement our brain hack supplement, because there's a ton of ties and studies to brain health and mental health and mood and emotion. It's one that I take because it makes me feel good. And that's something I don't ever want to sacrifice. So I love the Max. The second one is my favorite though, because it's a natural anti-inflammatory. And if you're someone that ever has to reach for those synthetics or the ibuprofen and you're just like, like if I just had a better option, I would use it. Well, now you do, because this has worked on the small things. It's worked on the big things. And it's even on the massive things, like helped my husband, Ben, cancel his back surgery. And he, was in excruciating pain for years, and then literally became pain-free and is active. He cycles daily, he runs, he's present and active with our son. He golfs all the time. Like, I just can't keep that guy still. And it's truly because of what that anti-inflammatory has done for him. The third one being gut health. And I usually just kind of race through this one, but I know this has been a big piece for Frankie and what she's felt a big difference with. So Frankie, I'd love for you to share what the core and the probiotics specifically have done for you.
Yeah, definitely. Which also I'm going to add something, because my dad's only been taking it for 4 days. Like, my dad always has a severe, like, bloated stomach all the time, consistently. And he's only been doing it for 4 days, and his digestive system, as well as his actual bloating, has gone completely down. Now, that for me was a massive, well, even for my mom was like, wow, okay, this stuff's amazing. Because my family has always been very health conscious. We are very careful about what we take. But for myself, the biggest thing for me was I nearly died of blood poisoning about 3 years ago. So whilst I was on the table, they injected me with one of the most heavy, I can't think of it. The stuff that pretty much kills everything in your system. And that pretty much didn't allow any good bacteria in my system or anything like that. And I really need to take a probiotic. That was it. It was antibiotics. It was like the heaviest ones of antibiotics. And so what ended up happening after that, I developed IBS. I could never digest things. I couldn't absorb any nutrients. And I was told that it would probably take about, I think, 10 years for my stomach to fully recover. So at the moment, your gut lining is meant to be like this, right? So mine's like this. So things seep through, like, I could be on a run. This is probably too much to share, but I could literally be on a run. And if there's no toilet, like, I'm screwed, because within 2 seconds, I'll need to go to the bathroom and I'll have to go somewhere. So this has really helped me in terms of, because Catie sent it to me about 6 months ago, and I've been taking it consistently since then, because I'm very much a person, try before you buy, to make sure things work. And this really helped me excessively, especially with my stomach and providing it its nutrients. I haven't had any troubles, and my partner's really happy about that because I don't have to complain as much, I guess, as what I normally would when I'd eat certain things. So this has really, really helped me with my gut lining and being able to digest everything. And sorry for the shaky voice, my little wobbler that I stand on, I accidentally stood on button, so it's wobbling.
No, you're great. You're great. No, I love it. And food sensitivities are probably one of the biggest things I've noticed with the probiotic as well here. So yeah, when you have things that absorb, they get in your system, they work. It's easy to get behind them. And now I know I spoke to the hemp. There's one more product that actually was inspired from this line, and it's our collagen. And not only does it taste phenomenal, it's got that bioavailability. Iggy's giving us a little demonstration. It's got the same absorbency like our hemp and our terpenes, where it's got this biosync and it's medical grade liquid collagen. So it gets in your system, and the results, we've only had this in our market in the US for about a month, in Australia for about 10 days. And even the results in such a short time frame, it's just like, wow, 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 wow. So we have one for fitness. We have another one. The fitness one's around joints, muscles, skeletal, fat loss even. And the other one's around hair, skin, nails, beauty. Both types of collagen are phenomenal. So good. Now, to really just capture this and really bring it all together, I mean, seeing a company that none of you guys have heard of, but also seeing the reach, our products, we have something for everyone. And it's a big reason why we have a huge customer base as a company. Over 70% of our consumers are just customers. And that's massive for this industry. Most people, when you look at companies like this, a lot of the consumption is from the people doing business, but that's not the case because we have products that are legitimate. They work, people want them, even if they don't have any ties to earning an income or wanting to earn an income. And that to me just affirmed the value in this business. And for $40 US, so any number that you see, you're going to see US prices for $40 US, that to me almost was like too good to be true. Like this had to be an everything to gain, nothing to lose, because you have all of your resources at your fingertips to find success. You have your tools, your back office, your website that people are shopping through, because this is an e-commerce platform, just like Amazon, and how a lot of good businesses are growing and scaling to some big sizes in this day and age. But the key is the mentorship. Because I don't care, what you pursue, behind most successful people, there's someone who's teaching them how to do it. And for us to come to QSciences and just have someone who's paved the way and said, Kate, Ben, just trust us. Here's your first step. Here's how we're going to get your business off the ground. Here's how we're going to help you find your customers. Here's how we're going to actually help you build your team and have this start to grow and network to the people who want it and need it. I was like, okay, tell me what to do. And that's literally what we did. And we turned around in our first 30 days and saw that we were earning from all four of the options here, the four different ways that we pay. And it literally blew my mind. And so the first one being, with this being e-commerce and you becoming almost like Amazon for health and wellness, when someone logs on your website and shops, you're going to get paid for it. And that's without doing any sort of money exchange, because it's all done through your website, or shipping any products, because that's what our warehouse is for. It gets the order and it ships it to their doorstep for you. But you're going to make a very generous pay cut. And I've had people earn a few $100 a month. I've had people earn, like one girl last month, she earned over $7,000 from customers. And that's because there's something for everyone. And so the customer side is massive. But the team side has insane potential, especially when we're in these early weeks, months, years of really building that network of distribution around the world. Because, and I know this sounds kind of crazy, But the way that, we can have a business grow with you, but also away from you, is to be able to link arms with others who want to be a business partner here with QSciences and be the voice behind this brand. And so I didn't overthink it, because you can actually choose who you want to work with. And they just said tag 2 to start. So I tagged my mom and my best friend, and they plugged into the same systems. They plugged into the same mentorship. And next thing you know, people started shopping from their website, and you'll see this table at the bottom. It's very simple, because when 3 orders came through my mom and my best friend's website, all of a sudden we reached our first kind of benchmark on our team commissions, and we earned $50 and a $100 bonus the very next week. And this is US, so it's much more in Australia. So $150 US, I was like, okay, wow, I don't know their customers. What else can this grow to? The 3 turned to 6. Now we're getting a pay raise and we're earning another bonus. 6 turned to 15. We earned another pay raise and another bonus. And it was absolutely wild, because I'll flip to this, because this is our compensation plan. That's 1 page. And if you're not a numbers person, just don't get overwhelmed, because this is actually a very, very simple compensation plan. But what I want to highlight is that second way of earning, when you are starting to build your network of distribution, you're starting to build your team. My mom and my best friend kicked that off for us. And as it grew and networked, and this is your monthly earnings, or should I say your monthly sales across your entire network of online stores, you'll see your monthly check grow with it. And these are set. These are not averages. And this is also in US. So Australian conversion, it's much higher too. And so knowing that clarity, people have come to us and said, hey, we would love to make a few $100s a month. We want to make a couple $1,000s a month. The coolest part looking at this, we've helped hundreds of people have that type of success here. And then we've had the other end of the spectrum where people are like, I just want to make a full-time income. I want the freedom. I want the time freedom. I want to be able to expedite some of my goals and dreams seriously. Well, guess what? We've been able to help people make, beyond the couple $1,000s, the 4, the 8, even upwards to the $15,000 a month. Again, these are all US, so it's crazy. But even some of my very good friends, Sean and Alyssa, the full-time, the 6 figures is great. But then that starts to multiply. And that's what we've been able to help. Even our friends, Sean and Alyssa, they've been able to create a $25,000 a month income from home just this year. And so the expansion and the growth, it's tremendous. It's exciting. And I can honestly say with transparency and confidence that the people who want to go run after and make kind of like that legacy type income, they can here because of the timing. No one knows about QSciences. And when you get to be that initial introduction and it can grow a network, it just means a really, really big opportunity. So yeah, so box 2 and 3, the bonuses are tied to that as your business grows from one size to the next. Now, the 4th way, that bonus that you see there is currently solely in the US, but don't worry, Australia will get it too as it grows. But the most valuable piece behind the actual income, because we have a culture piece here with QSciences, where we value financial freedom. We want to help people expedite their goals and dreams. We want to get people into better spots financially. And the fact that beyond the bonus, there's an actual team of coaches that are helping our markets and our countries and our ambassadors really level up their financial literacy for free and be able to navigate to their goals and dreams a little bit faster. And so for our family, a big, big piece was always around retirement. And it's no surprise because we walked away from the Marine Corps before my husband could retire and earn a monthly income for life. He walked away early and we started a business. So we had nothing. And it just was a confusing subject. We didn't know where to start. We didn't know who to talk to until we started working with our coach, Sarah. Same thing for my parents. They were sitting at retirement age. The weight of retirement was the heaviest thing. And it was beyond them. I could feel the weight. But to see them now have a home, they bought a home in the last 18 months. They have an emergency savings. They have a path to retire. and they're able to travel. We took our first family vacation this year, and it was honestly a dream. It was something really, really special, and the joy and the memories, like they're living finally. But it all came down to what this coaching piece has been able to do, and even our coaches extend all the way across the world, and can work with you guys as a team around these financial needs, because not all of them is retirement. Sometimes it's debt, sometimes it's investments, sometimes it's learning your tax deductions within your country around businesses, because this is a home-based business. It's wonderful, and that can open up a lot of doors for tax savings too. So yeah, so to wrap this all up, I just wanted to say thank you to everyone for having me on here, and for Iggy, Emma, Frankie, Alice. I mean, you guys are absolutely phenomenal, and it's just been so fun to get to know you guys, and to think we were having our early conversations of this like 2 weeks ago. It's like, wow. It's only been 2 weeks. Like, we're just having so much fun. But to be some of the first to see what QSciences is doing. I mean, you're obviously, as a guest being on here, you're thought of, you're valued, your opinion matters. And so we're grateful that you got to take a look at it. And I would even just say, get back to the person who invited you on here and let them know what's really caught your eye and got your gears turning, because that's where the conversation goes. Because if it is around, who needs to hear this, we actually have a call very similar to this, Saturday, 11 a.m. Australian Eastern time. And so you're welcome to invite them onto that. We also, your gears might even have some, curiosity around just the opportunity, being the first to introduce Q to your country, your local community, your network. There's amazing things at stake in the way we build our business. I mean, there's real teamwork in that. So that's very different for this industry. So explore that. And then the last being products. I mean, it's kind of a no-brainer when there's something for everyone. And I'm sure you resonated with something. And so to try things with a money-back guarantee, it's kind of like, why not? No risk. But Frankie, thank you for having me on here. And the rest of you guys too. It's been a treat. I do want to kind of filter through these. I was
going to say there's a few questions. One is, when did the company start?
So it started in 2012. So we've been around for 9 years. So we have a great foundation. Yeah. A very, very good foundation. And that was mostly done as far as sold in doctors' offices.
But yeah, and then 2018, that's when it transferred over to the network marketing side to reach more people. Exactly.
And that's when Jake Spencer came on the map, one of our owners. He's actually done tremendous things in this industry, built mega teams, and done very, very well for him and his family. And so it's interesting to have Mark and Jake, because Mark's like the traditional business. He's like a Frankie and me, what we've done. And then you have the Jake Spencers of this world who just can teach us some of these, tricks with this industry, and allowing us to do some pretty special things. So yeah, it started in 2012. And then
there's also, sorry, Catie, because I know that you also probably want to get to bed too. I think it's around the terpenes. Can kids take it? And can kids take all the products?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Kids can take everything. And the stories around children and our product line, it's pretty impactful. I mean, we cannot like make medical claims, and I can't be like, oh, this cured this or helped with this, like, using those medical terminologies. But I'm telling you, I mean, it's helped kids with, attention and focus and mood and behavior and stress and anxiousness and sleep. And I mean, just so many things, energy, like the stories, like, just make me emotional thinking about it, because I've even had some of my very close friends, have their kids try different things, that we carry, and it's life-changing. And those terpenes too, children can 100% take them. We just give them a smaller piece. I mean, so yeah, it's wonderful on that end. Because I know as a parent now, even though my little man's, you know, teeny tiny, one of my favorite things to travel with, and I had spoken to Iggy about this because he's like, wait a second, can we use the sleep spray? You know, Colton doesn't like to sleep all the time, especially when we travel. And so, yeah, so we give him a couple little sprays and puts them out. And it's literally just like a melatonin, a valerian root, a skull cap, and it's sublingual. So it's like really easy to carry. It's affordable and it works.
And it's minty fresh.
Oh yeah. It tastes
Zach
good.
actually has it next to our bed. He's like, why do you keep it in the kitchen? It's got to be next to the bed so I can have it every night. I'm like, okay. He loves it so much.
I know
That's
that's
so good.
I know. And like, for example, now with like Ben being asleep, like the room's dark. So it's like, it's like, you got to just like find the sleep spray. Like whose nightstand is it on?
Is there any other questions, anyone? Like you can unmute yourself and ask. Oh, we have Catie here. I think as well, like one of the biggest things, and I said this to Alice as well, and we actually were having a conversation about this yesterday or today, is our team that we're trying to create is something that, you know, we all build each other up. We don't want to have any negativity. We don't want to have, you know, anyone come in and try and cause that sort of, I don't know, conflict or anything like that. We're just all about supporting each other and making sure that we're getting the ultimate support throughout not only the nutritional side, but also through the business side as well, because we all have different skills and capabilities. Like, you know, with Catie having her nutritional background, my partner has also a nutritional background. I have a very strong marketing and branding background. And, you know, we can all leverage each other in order to create a beautiful business. And also to make sure that we're taking the supplements that are right for us. So that's been like one of the biggest things that I've loved about jumping into Q. And also the fact that everybody celebrates each other, which I have never had before.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Like, it's full on. Like you're thinking like 8 notifications. Oh my gosh, the love.
Yeah, it's really, really beautiful. I really love it.
No, it's a special culture for sure. We do a lot of recognition and celebration because I think, you know, like in our regular family lives, you know, career lives, we can work so hard, and I think sometimes recognition isn't always given where it's due. And here with Q, we try and find every opportunity to just, you know, pay those dues. So yes, Tatum, it was nice to meet you. And it sounds like, I don't know if there are any other questions, but yeah, get back to the person who invited you, because if you do have any as far as questions, or maybe even, you know, your gears are turning around products business, and Frankie, you know, Iggy, Emma, Alice, if they don't have all of your answers, I do. And they can just connect us in a message. That's kind of been the easiest way to communicate. I can voice note back and forth, and we can try and line up a call time, you know, one-on-one, just to even chat, and just be of value to you guys, get your questions answered, and yeah, have you explore what we have here with Q. So enjoy your evening. I guess it's just like winding down.
Yes, and thank you so much for jumping on, hun. I know it's super late for you. And again, guys, it just shows the support of what we have, because Catie was getting up at 3 a.m. in the morning just to help everyone find out information, and staying up super late at night to make sure that we have the support, and looks amazing each and every time she jumps on.
You're so sweet. You're so sweet.
No,
thanks so much, Catie. That was a really wonderful call. Like so informative, and you know, you're so enthusiastic. I love it. It's it's terrific.
I wish I could just come and like give you guys a big squeeze over in Australia. Just like counting down what the years until everything finds its normalcy, because I would be there in a heartbeat. I've always wanted to visit. My husband's visited, I haven't. So now I have even bigger reasons to. So
100%.
Thank you, Alice. Thank you, Frankie, Sally, Farah, Danielle, and Danielle and Rochelle. Thanks for hopping on, guys.
See you later. Bye.
Thanks.
Bye.